if your penis no longer gets hard like it used to, if your energy feels drained, if you find yourself pulling away from intimacy not because you want to, but because your body just isn't responding, then hear this carefully. It may not be aging. It may be something far simpler and far more fixable. A deficiency in 3 specific vitamins your body is silently crying out for. I'm Dr. Mika Hayashi, a men's health specialist with over 3 decades of experience helping men over 60 regain the energy, vitality, and sexual confidence they thought was gone for good. And here's what most doctors won't tell you. Many older men aren't lacking desire. They're lacking circulation, stamina, and hormone support. And in most cases, the solution doesn't start in a pharmacy. It starts in your kitchen. Today, I'll show you exactly which 3 vitamins every man over 60 should be taking and how they can help restore natural erections, boost testosterone, and bring your energy back to life. Stay with me because in just a moment, I'll also reveal the most dangerous mistake men make when taking these vitamins and how to avoid it starting tonight. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another vital health tip designed specifically for men over 60. And if this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0 and let me know how I can make this content even more helpful for you. All right, let's get straight to it. 1. Vitamin D, the circulation spark plug. Let me take you back to a moment I'll never forget. I was sitting across from a 67-year-old man named Paul. Sharp mind, kind eyes. A man who had clearly lived a full life, but there was frustration in his voice when he said, "Doc, I still want to be close to my wife, but my body just won't cooperate anymore." That quiet honesty, it's something I've heard hundreds of times. And more often than not, the starting point to fixing it isn't a pill, it's vitamin D. Now, you may think of vitamin D as something simple, something you get from sunlight, something important for bones. But here's what most people don't realize. Vitamin D is deeply connected to your blood flow, and blood flow is everything when it comes to performance. Did you know your body uses vitamin D to help produce something called nitric oxide? Don't worry about the technical name. Here's what it means in simple terms. Nitric oxide helps your blood vessels relax and open up. When that happens, blood can move freely throughout your body, including to the areas responsible for erections. Without enough vitamin D, those blood vessels become tighter, circulation slows down. And the result? Weaker performance, lower energy, reduced stamina. Here's something that might surprise you. Over 40% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D. That means nearly half of men over 60 are walking around with a hidden disadvantage. You might be one of them. Even if you eat well, even if you exercise, even if you sleep properly, low vitamin D can quietly hold you back. You might notice feeling tired even after rest, less motivation, reduced physical performance, difficulty maintaining erections. Here's the good news. Fixing this doesn't require anything complicated. Start with sunlight. Just 15 to 20 minutes of morning sun on your skin can begin to restore your levels naturally. If sunlight isn't consistent, especially in winter, then consider foods like fatty fish such as salmon and tuna, fortified milk or cereals, egg yolks, and if needed, a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement, not D2, D3. There's a difference, and we'll talk more about that later. I've seen men go from struggling to walk around the block to feeling energized and active again. This isn't guesswork. This is your body responding to what it needs. But here's the thing. Even if your blood flow improves, you still need energy to use that flow. That brings us to the second vitamin, 2, vitamin B12, the energy generator. A few years ago, I met a man named Robert. He was 72, a retired firefighter, strong, disciplined, respected, but he looked exhausted. He told me, "Doc, I sleep 8 hours, I eat properly, but I feel like I'm dragging through the day. My brain feels foggy, and when it comes to intimacy, I just don't have the energy." That's when I checked his vitamin B12 levels. They were low, very low. Vitamin B12 is one of the most critical nutrients for energy production. Think of it like fuel for your body's engine. Without it, your system simply cannot convert food into usable energy efficiently. So even if you're eating well, even if you're doing everything right, you can still feel drained. Here's a simple way to understand it. Food is your fuel, but B12 is the key that unlocks that fuel. No key, no energy. But that's not all. Vitamin B12 also helps produce red blood cells. These cells carry oxygen throughout your body, to your brain, to your muscles, and yes, to your sexual organs. Without enough red blood cells, your body becomes oxygen deprived, and when that happens, everything slows down. You may notice fatigue, brain fog, weakness, low stamina, reduced interest in intimacy. Now here's the part most people don't know. As you age, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing B12. Even if you eat meat, eggs, or dairy, you might not be absorbing enough. That's why so many older men feel tired, even when their diet looks fine on paper. So what can you do? First, include B12-rich foods, meat, fish, eggs, dairy, but for many men over 60, that's not enough. You may need supplementation, and in some cases, B12 injections prescribed by a doctor. The transformation can be remarkable. I've seen men go from napping every afternoon, struggling to stay focused, avoiding social interaction, to feeling alert, engaged, energetic. Robert, within weeks, he told me he felt awake again. That's the power of correcting a simple deficiency, but energy alone isn't enough. You also need protection. Protection for your blood vessels, your hormones, your entire system. That's where the third vitamin comes in. 3. Vitamin E, the fertility defender. Let me introduce you to James, a 70-year-old retired pilot. Disciplined, active, took care of himself, but something felt off. He told me, "Doc, I'm doing everything right, but my drive is down. My recovery is slower. I just don't feel like myself anymore." That's when we looked at vitamin E, and once again the answer became clear. Vitamin E is what we call an antioxidant. In simple terms, it protects your body from internal damage. You see, as you age, your body faces something called oxidative stress. It's like rust forming inside your system. It damages blood vessels, hormones, cells over time. This leads to poor circulation, lower testosterone, reduced performance. Vitamin E helps fight that damage. It keeps your blood vessels flexible. And flexibility is critical, because erections depend on strong, healthy blood flow. But here's something even more important. Vitamin E also supports testosterone production, and after 60, testosterone levels naturally decline. When testosterone drops, you may experience low libido, reduced strength, lack of motivation, mood changes. Vitamin E helps your body maintain balance. It doesn't replace testosterone, but it helps your body use and produce it more efficiently. You can find vitamin E in foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, olive oil. Simple foods, powerful effects. James started incorporating these daily. A few months later, he came back smiling. He felt sharper, stronger, more like himself again. And that's what this is really about. Not becoming someone new, but returning to who you already are. 4. Why these 3 vitamins work better together. Now here's where things get interesting. Because these vitamins don't just work individually, they work as a team. Let me tell you about Walter, 68 years old, former coach. He started taking vitamin D, then added B12. Later, vitamin E. Each helped a little. But when he combined all 3, consistently, something changed. He walked into my office and said, "Doc, I feel like I've got a new engine." That's synergy. Vitamin D improves blood flow. Vitamin B12 increases energy and oxygen delivery. Vitamin E protects and strengthens the system while supporting testosterone. Together, they form what I call the vitality triangle: circulation, energy, hormonal support. When all 3 are working together, your body functions at a higher level. You may notice better sleep, clearer thinking, improved stamina, stronger performance, renewed confidence, and confidence. That's something no pill can manufacture. 5. The number 1 mistake most men make. Now we need to talk about something important, because this is where most men go wrong. I once had a patient named Gerald, 74 years old. He walked into my office with a bag full of supplements. He said, "Doc, I'm taking all of these, but nothing's working." And I knew exactly what the problem was. The biggest mistake? Assuming all vitamins are the same. They're not. Let's break it down simply. 1. Wrong form. For example, vitamin B12 often comes as cyanocobalamin, but many older men cannot convert this form efficiently. What you need is methylcobalamin. That's the active form your body can use immediately. 2. Wrong type. Vitamin D comes in D2 and D3. D2 is cheaper. D3 is more effective. Always choose D3. 3. Synthetic versus natural vitamin E is often sold in synthetic forms. These lack the full spectrum your body needs. Look for natural forms when possible. 4. Inconsistency. This is a big one. Oops. Taking vitamins randomly, skipping days, forgetting doses. That won't work. Your body needs consistency, daily support. Think of it like watering a plant. You can't water it once a week and expect it to thrive. Gerald made these changes. Within a month, he noticed better sleep, more energy, improved performance, not because he tried harder, but because he did it correctly. 6. Your daily vitality routine. Now let's make this simple, because you don't need complexity. You need consistency. Let me share a routine I gave to a man named Frank, 66 years old, former carpenter. He was struggling with energy, sleep, and confidence. Here's what we did. Morning, start with a full glass of water. Take B12 with breakfast. Eat protein-rich foods after breakfast. 15-minute walk in sunlight helps natural vitamin D production if sunlight isn't available. Take vitamin D3 supplement midday. Include healthy fats. Add olive oil to meals. Eat almonds or sunflower seeds for vitamin E. That's it. No complicated system, no extreme changes, just simple daily habits. Within weeks, Frank felt more energetic, more engaged with family, more confident in himself, and that's what matters. Final message: if you've made it this far, I want to speak to you directly, not just as a doctor, but as someone who has sat across from men just like you for over 30 years, men who have lived full lives, worked hard, built families, created something meaningful, and now find themselves wondering, why doesn't my body feel the same? That question matters, because it means you still care, you're still fighting, and that's something to respect. We've talked about 3 vitamins: vitamin D for circulation, vitamin B12 for energy, vitamin E for protection and hormone support. But knowing isn't enough. Action is what changes everything. You have a choice. You can ignore this, or you can start today. A short walk in the sun, a better supplement, a simple routine. Because here's the truth. It is not too late, not even close. You can feel stronger. You can reconnect. You can regain your confidence. You've already taken the first step by being here. Now take the next one. If this message helped you, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs it, and leave a comment telling me what stood out to you. I read everyone. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.